Today I want to show you how to get over your husband leaving you for another woman. What if this exact scenario happened to you? Your husband decided to leave you for another woman, he wants a divorce, and now he's living with another woman, or at least he's in a relationship with another woman. No matter if you know this woman and she's a close friend of yours, which of course is even worse, or if you don't know this woman, this episode can help you to get over him and to heal from this betrayal and to finally move on, and to then also in the process get stronger and happier than ever before. Even though right now I know you don't want to hear this, and maybe you can't really comprehend this right now, that there is actually a future waiting for you in which you are happier than you were in your marriage. But I can guarantee you from coaching so many women and helping them through this process that there is light at the end of the tunnel, that there is a beautiful life waiting for you after the healing process. But now you first have to go through that healing process. And that's why it's important right now to practice a lot of self-care and to focus on your physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional health. And please don't do what so many people do in this situation. Go out there, get drunk, hook up with some other guy, some random dude, maybe even from a very self-destructive mindset of, I can show him that I can do the same. And right now, you might feel triggered when I say these words, but as a coach, as somebody who has helped women through that process, a lot of women through that process, I can tell you from my experience that when somebody acts from this kind of ego state, this self-destructive ego state of, yes, I'm gonna show him that I can do that too, I can show him that I can also get another guy, this is not a healthy place to operate from. I just want to say it like that because I've had so many women in coaching sessions who then cried their eyes out and told me, yeah, I've hooked up with this guy and I got drunk and I felt miserable and why did I do it? And I don't want you to fall into the same trap. In fact, I tell all of my coaching clients that the best decision they can make is to go to bed early and to not go out and party and to stay away from alcohol. Yes, completely. No glass of wine in the end of the evening, nothing. Because we both know how easy it is to turn one glass of wine into 2 glasses of wine and to then have another glass of wine and then maybe even some other stuff on top of that. And we also know, at least I hope you know, and if not I want to share it with you right now, that the idea of getting over somebody by just sleeping with random people that you don't even know, you don't care about, and that just leads to more and more drama is not a good way of getting over a relationship. Unfortunately, 99% of people, both men and women, follow this advice, or at least 90%. Maybe not 99%, but I've heard it now from so many of my coaching clients who told me, yeah, I told my friend about the divorce and she told me, oh, yay, you're finally single, whoa, we can go party, woohoo. And then one thing led to the other and more drama was introduced to the whole equation. So that's something that I wouldn't do. And also be very careful, because not all of your single friends are actually happy with their life. That's something that, of course, for me as a man, it's always a little bit tricky to talk about this because I often get criticized for it. But hey, my desire to help you is stronger than my desire to be liked by you. And I want to help you. In fact, I want nothing more than to help you. And from my personal experience as a coach, there were actually situations where the women that I coached then told me, actually, my friend, when I think about it, the one who told me to party and to just get drunk and to hook up with random strangers, this woman is on antidepressants. This woman isn't happy with her life. This woman is miserable. Her life is one big pile of drama. And I then said, well, that's the kind of person you took advice from. So the next time, think very, very carefully about whether or not the advice that you get from somebody is based on self-love, is based on the energy of love, is based on kindness, is based on self-care. And in my experience as a human being, and of course also as a coach, I would say that getting out there in a club, getting drunk and sleeping with some random dude at 3 o'clock in the night is not really the definition of self-care. Instead, focus on true self-care. Focus on journaling. Focus on diving deep into meditation. Focus on exercises that allow you to open your heart, that allow you to let all the emotions out. And these are all things that we can work on together during a breakup and divorce recovery coaching session that you can find out more about by going to gethimkeephim.com/recovery. I would be honored if you gave me the opportunity to work with you, to guide you, to help you, and to make sure that you fall in love with yourself and you fall in love with your life during that process. And then, speaking of meditation, mindfulness and meditation can in fact reduce stress that is linked to a divorce, and especially stress that is introduced to your life because your husband left you for another woman. And this is also scientifically proven, in case you're still resistant to meditation, by a study published in the Journal of Cognitive Psychotherapy. And this study is called The Effects of Mindfulness Meditation on Cognitive Processes and Effect in Patients with Past Depression. And according to my experience as a coach, a lot of the women who I've coached through this process, they had a lot of signs of depression. However, I always have to put a medical disclaimer here. I am not a licensed therapist. I'm not a medical professional. I won't diagnose you with any mental illness or something. Don't get me wrong. However, what I am very confident about is that the techniques that I use when it comes to meditation, when it comes to self-care, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to regulating your emotional state and creating emotions, these techniques can help you to get over your ex-husband, to get over your divorce, and to also, at some point, become completely and totally at peace with the fact that he left you for another woman. I know it sounds like a big promise, but I've experienced it now with so many of my coaching clients. And now let's have a look at the next tip that I want to share with you, and that's to immerse yourself in life. No, not in the club scene. No, not by drinking alcohol, but by finding new hobbies or interests that you can explore and that also focus on personal growth. So for example, you could find out more and dive deep into meditation, as I just mentioned. And by the way, when it comes to meditation, I always want to mention a spiritual teacher / neuroscientist called Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm not affiliated with him at all. I don't gain anything from recommending him. I just always recommend him because his teachings truly help me a lot, and I'm very confident that they can help you too. You could also, for example, join meetups in your local city that are about personal growth, maybe a self-improvement meetup, or maybe a meditation meetup, maybe a mindfulness meetup. You can also immerse yourself in literature. You can read more about mindfulness, about personal growth. You can set goals for yourself. This is such an important aspect of getting over the past, especially if your husband left you for another woman. Now that he is with another woman, you have to celebrate because you finally got rid of him. And I know right now you don't want to hear this, or maybe you don't want to hear it, and you think to yourself, yeah, but I want him back. I miss my old life. But he left you for a reason. Everything in life has a reason. And I don't mean that you did something wrong in your marriage. When I say he left you for a reason, I mean a bigger reason in your life, because now you have to look at this not from a fixed mindset perspective, but from a growth mindset perspective. I want you to look at your divorce, and I want you to look at the fact that he left you for another woman as an opportunity. You now not only have the opportunity to meet the true love of your life, even though right now this is not something that you should be focusing on right now. You should be focusing on the healing process. I'm just talking about the big picture in the future, that you now have the opportunity to meet somebody who's even better for you. You have the opportunity to grow into a human being, into an amazing woman who loves her life, who loves herself, and who can easily attract a man who's also in love with life, who truly loves you, who loves himself. This is an opportunity. You have the opportunity to explore the world. I mean, so many of my amazing coaching clients, they, during the coaching journey with me, decided to travel to different countries, to explore different countries. And yes, as a European, as a German, I have to say it, I'm sometimes shocked when I talk to women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, even 60s, who tell me that they never traveled abroad. And this is specifically true for my American clients. Most of my clients are Americans, and so many of them have never left the USA. It's crazy for me. I mean, almost all Europeans I know have traveled to at least 3, 4, 5, 6 countries in their life. But for some reason, a lot of Americans have never done that. And this is also an opportunity for you to explore the world. I mean, hell, maybe you will fall in love in Paris. Maybe you will fall in love in Budapest. You don't know. You don't know what waits for you on the other side of fear, on the other side of your comfort zone. And that's why I always say now is the time to focus on living your life. Now is the time to writing down a bucket list. Now is the time to journaling about your dream life. Now is the time to think about the vacation that you always dreamed of, but yet you were never able to take. Maybe also because your husband wasn't really into traveling. And that's just an example, of course, but I've experienced this exact example with some of my coaching clients. And then in this process, now that you're falling more and more in love with your life, you practice forgiveness. Practice forgiveness towards your ex-husband and also yourself. Of course, right now I don't know anything about your relationship dynamic, about the dynamic during the divorce process, but if you decide to work with me in a coaching session, then of course you can share more with me, and then I can give you specific advice that is specifically tailored to your situation. But in general, it's so important to practice forgiveness towards your ex-husband, towards yourself, and towards the situation that you found yourself in. And then remember what I said in the beginning of this episode. Remember that there is light at the end of the tunnel. Remember that there is an amazing life waiting for you, but only if you take the necessary action steps to heal, to grow, and to then embrace this new life. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.